we're excited. First time in a while, I feel like we've had a chance to take the cup coming home, and we like our chance against anybody in our building. We talk about being the same team identity-wise on the road, away from home and at home, but I think any team would admit they've got a little bit of advantage at home, especially us with the altitude. And again, what this trophy and this competition means to the fans here, being in front of them is going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it.
Keegan, any?
There's been some struggles as of late to kind of deal with top players on top teams. Just what has your message been the last couple of days on handling, what Luna and Gomez can do?
Yeah, I think we scout teams in a way to see what their top players can do and their tendencies and spaces they like to go and float into. But it's more about front to back, the way that we defend and the way that we set up and give our team a structure. And we talk about that all the time, the way that our pressure is built from the front to the back, and staying tight, denying what they can do from their center backs, starting at the back. And I think especially with this match too, it's going to be starting the match well, mentality, putting them in an uncomfortable game, putting them in a game they don't want to be in, turning their center backs around, and like I said, making them uncomfortable, making them defend spaces they don't want to, putting the game on our terms in our building.
Keegan, any big takeaways from Wednesday despite the loss that are lessons learned or positives to take into tomorrow? Better second half, better energy.
Yeah, I think we made a little bit of a change at halftime that I think the second half, I think you could tell from, I wasn't a part of it, but I think you could tell on the field. I think you could tell from watching on TV that it went differently for us. I think we were much more comfortable. I thought we made them more uncomfortable pressing-wise. And I think that's a challenge. I think that's something in soccer you're always trying to get better at as a team, is trying to adapt on the fly and change things on the fly tactically that we can change on the field to make the game different, and not wait for the halftime kind of change and chat. So, obviously, there's a goal in transition from an attacking set piece. Those are things that not necessarily learn from, but you try to eliminate, and those can kind of make you lose sleep at night because they're not unforced, errors, but things you feel like you can prevent. You can do a better job from the setup to not allow it to happen and let their let their impact players get out in open field and open space and run. So that was definitely a disappointing moment for sure.
Been a couple games since. Go ahead, Brady.
No, you got it.
Okay. It's been a couple games since Hoffa scored. Not on him specifically. Anything you guys are doing to refocus to help him offensively?
No, I don't think so. I think for a forward to see the ball go in the back of the net in training, you're going to go some games without it happening in games, and he's a guy that doesn't need any help with his confidence. He's young, but he's done it many times before, and again, I talked about him before he signed his extension, before he was scoring these goals to start the season. There's so many things that he does for the team that are aside from being on the score sheet that are so important, and we know that, he knows that, and the goals are icing on the cake. I know for every attacker it's very validating and kind of what's on the top of their mind, but it's so much more than that for us and for him, and I think that's the way he steps into a game too. I think that's the way a lot of our attackers are, is kind of a checklist, for each player, and I think goals are something you can't control sometimes. You're going to be in the right spots. You're going to have the right touches, but if not, you check those other boxes. Good things are going to happen for us.
Just curious, your thoughts on RSL missing Chicho Arango for this one, and if that changes the approach or how you're preparing for this one.
He's a really talented player. I hope whatever's going on there gets resolved and hopefully not too much trouble for him or the club. But part of you wants any team at their best. You want their best shot competitively, but at the same time, something we'll adjust to a little bit. They might throw some more pace up top with maybe Gomez or Julio or something like that. So a little bit different player profile. They'll probably put it in a number 9 position, but again, I think the game is so much more about things that we're doing and the way that we can control kind of the tempo and especially early, those first 10 minutes, derby match, there's a lot of emotion, and the crowd will be behind us, so it's going to be super important.
How good is it to have Moise back?
It's great. You see immediately, he doesn't miss a beat on Wednesday. Looks like himself, probably high on confidence from what he's done internationally now, and just continuing to build his resume and build his experience, for whatever is next for him. There's obviously some things circulating, and his ability to just block that out and do what he's been doing, because that's what is getting him to this point, and hopefully continuing to push him farther. That's what you continue to try to do as a pro, even at in my position, at my age, or at his age. You're trying to put consistent days together, weeks, games, and continue to show up every day.
Keegan, you've been around this rivalry for longer than most of the team. Is there anything that you can say to maybe the newer players, the younger players, to impress upon them the importance of this derby match, especially now that it's being decided here at home?
Yeah, I talked a little bit about emotion before. I think trying to take the emotion out of it. It will be a high energy start. They're also going to think that the start of the game is important, that's always a message for us. But I think even more so a focus going into a game like this, having the right mentality to start, being a little bit more deliberate about how we're playing, or if we're playing in those first 10 minutes, and then I think also something that we experienced our last game there is trying not to get too comfortable, or trying not to sit in after a certain lead or a goal. Or I think it's going to take 2-3 goals to win the game and feel comfortable. So we talk about 100 minutes of focus. So it's going to take that entirely tomorrow. And that's probably the main message.
Any pressure for this one, given the stakes, the history of the matchup, the home unbeaten streak, or is it just something that makes you more excited for it?
No, it's we like to call that a lot of noise. That external noise. That again, it all relates back to emotion. All relates back to things that are trying to take your focus away from the job at hand. And what we try to do is block all that out and continue to just execute our game plan. Focus on, again, that checklist. Each player has one, and then we have one as a team, and we're trying to check those boxes. As simple as. And we do that. We feel like we're going to put ourselves in a good position to win. Can't control the result, but we can kind of control how we show up, how we approach it, and trying to just have everybody switched on and locked in. And like I said, we do that, we're gonna be in a good spot to win.
You spoken to Wilfred at all about All-Star or anything?
I have not. I mentioned before, I'm excited to talk to him and thank him and kind of pick his brain and just have a conversation. But and that goes for all the guys I'll interact with. It'll be a good week, and haven't thought too much about it. Like I said, there's a big game tomorrow, and once that's over, hopefully we'll have a good event Sunday. Meeting some of the season ticket holders, and hopefully everybody's in a good mood. But then I'll kind of shift focus to the All-Star week and enjoy that.